There's a lot to get used to and keep track of when adopting a ketogenic diet. But once you have the basics down, like your new grocery list and meal planning, there's something else to keep in mind. Success on a keto diet isn't just about what you eat, though that is essential. It's also about when and how often you eat. Intermittent fasting, sometimes called IF, is a trending topic in some diet and wellness communities and relevant to those of us on keto too. When done properly, IF can be a powerful tool to break through a weight loss plateau or ramp up your fat burning. Before you consider IF, it's important to know what your macros are and how to track them. To review this concept, watch the RuledMe video, Understanding Macros and the Keto Calculator, or read the article on RuledMe titled Ketogenic Calculator. Another thing to remember is that you certainly don't have to fast on a ketogenic diet. Some people find it helpful and doable, and others do not. There's no reason to restrict yourself with intermittent fasting if it makes you unhappy. That'll just cause stress and strain around your entire diet and may lead to lapses in your dietary discipline. That said, if you want to learn more about IF, here are some of the key principles. There are two basic terms to first familiarize yourself with: feeding and fasting. Your body is in a feeding state when you're eating, and in a fasting state between meals. There are a few methods of fasting. One is skipping meals to prolong the time of fasting. The most common meals that people choose to go without are breakfast and lunch. Another method is referred to as eating windows. This approach requires condensing your entire macronutrient intake in between a 4 and 7 hour window. During the rest of the day and night, you're in a fasting state. The third and most extreme is a 24 to 48 hour cleanse. This long of a period is really more of an extended fast than an intermittent fast, and we don't recommend that people new to fasting start here. We found that the best IF introduction is restricting yourself to certain eating windows. One common way people restrict themselves is by eating only during the hours of 5 to 11 p.m. Remember, the time you spend sleeping counts as fasting, so if you finish your dinner at 6 p.m. and don't eat until noon the following day, you've achieved an 18-6 window. If you hear people using numbers to describe their fasting habits, the first number is the number of fasting hours, and the second number is the number of eating hours. For instance, if someone says their eating window is 19-5, that means they have 19 hours of fasting and 5 hours of eating. You also don't have to practice IF every day. You can try it once a week or a few times a week to see how it feels to adjust your schedule. Listen to your body, and if it's working for you, keep it up, or try adding another day or two. Now, why does IF work? The key thing to consider is that our bodies can only take in a certain amount of food at one time. So creating stricter guidelines around when we eat creates a built-in limit on our calorie intake. People who struggle with overeating or mindless snacking often find this very helpful. During fasting periods, our bodies begin to break down stored fat for energy. When we're in ketosis, our body already mimics a fasting state because of the absence of glucose in our bloodstream. Whenever you're fasting, don't forget that you'll likely need to eat some extra fat once you break the fast in order to hit your daily macros. Beyond weight loss, there are other proven benefits of fasting. Yoshinari Ohsumi, who won the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine in 2016, discovered that fasting can trigger autophagy, a process where non-essential parts, like damaged proteins, are recycled and invading microorganisms and toxic compounds are removed. It's basically like your cells are getting a nice deep cleaning. Autophagy is an important factor in stopping the aging process, reversing disease, and preventing cancer. When we eat 3 or more meals a day and fulfill our calorie needs, even with the healthiest of foods, our cells can still get backed up with non-essential proteins and toxic compounds. To give cells a chance to clean themselves without other functions distracting them, we must give our bodies a break from feeding through fasting. This fasting process will not only activate autophagy in your cells, it will also increase your ketones much faster than if you were just eating a standard ketogenic diet. If you combine intermittent fasting with activities like walking, cycling, or lifting weights, you can raise your ketone levels and increase autophagy more than you would with intermittent fasting alone. Many people who practice IF also experience heightened mental clarity because fat is considered one of the most energy-efficient fuels for your body to run on, and your brain consumes a lot of energy. Once your body is keto adapted, your brain can effectively run on ketones, which are derived from fat breakdown in the liver, and IF only amplifies this effect. If you maintain a daily or frequent fitness regimen, you might be concerned about how fasting will affect the way you feel pre- and post-workout. Not to worry. Many studies have proven that intermittent fasting while training can result in higher metabolic adaptations, improve muscle synthesis, and improve response to post-workout meals. Here's what a sample 3-day keto boost fasting routine might look like. On Thursday evening, you eat a ketogenic dinner as usual, and those are the last calories you consume that day. On Friday morning, within 30 minutes of waking up, head out for a long walk. You can drink a moderate amount of coffee or tea, not too much as it can cause mineral excretion, which you need to be aware of during fasting. On the walk, you bring along a liter of water with a little bit of added unrefined salt. That morning, you walk for 3 to 4 hours. Yes, this is a long time, so plan some phone calls, queue up some podcasts, or find something else to keep you productive during that time. This long walk will use up your glycogen stores and force your body more quickly into deep ketosis. The quicker you get into ketosis, the less time you spend feeling drained. If you can't set aside this much time, one alternative is doing 45 to 60 minutes of high-intensity interval training exercises. After the walk, consume a bit of MCT oil 2 or 3 times throughout the rest of the day. On Saturday, when you wake up, test your blood ketones with a ketone blood testing kit. They should be at 0.7 millimoles or greater. If you're at 0.7 millimoles, proceed with your fast, and if not, consider going for another extended walk, then retest. Be sure to drink plenty of water throughout the day on Saturday, adding in a bit of unrefined table salt to each 1-liter bottle. On Sunday evening, break the fast with your favorite keto meal. RuledMe has hundreds of delicious, tested recipes to choose from. That's just one way to incorporate a 3-day fast into your schedule. Even if you can't make it for the full 3 days, smaller periods of intermittent fasting can still yield big results. For more info on all things keto, check out all the resources on RuledMe, including recipes, meal plans, videos, testimonials, and more.